Hey everyone, it's Rena. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be one of the very few non-pre-film videos you're going to see of me in the next couple of weeks because of the move that's going to be happening in about 4 or 5 days now. But I wanted to film this video and get it up here because I got something pretty exciting in the mail the other day, and I've had a little bit of time to play with it, but not enough to give you guys a full-on 100% review, but enough to kind of tell you how I feel about the shadows so far in terms of texture, how they work, blendability, packaging, all that good stuff, and service, customer service. So let me go ahead and show you guys. This is the Saucebox Mermaid Life palette. It's huge. You can tell. I mean, my hand is like, let me actually show you in comparison to the electric palette from Urban Decay. I just have this on me to show you guys something later. That's about how big it is. It's huge. It's definitely not a super practical palette. I don't know if I've mentioned this in a video before, but I was pretty dead set on not purchasing this palette. Not because I didn't think the palette was gorgeous or the shadows weren't pretty, but mostly because the price is very high. This is a $75 eyeshadow palette, and that is kind of insane to me. I don't know. It's hard for me to wrap my head around. Obviously, I have Sugar Pill palettes that are like $36 for 4 shadows when they used to sell the 4-pan palettes. And I have the Metal Matte palette from Kat Von D, which I can't remember exactly how much it was, $59 or $69, one of those two. But I felt like I definitely was getting a lot of eyeshadows for that price. And this palette, I think, how many shadows does this have? It only has 9 shadows, which is kind of crazy for $75. So bearing that in mind, I'm going to tell you guys why I ended up buying it. Because I did love the eyeshadows. I've heard such good things from bloggers that I trust like Fira, and I've always wanted to try Saucebox's formula in their eyeshadows, and so I loved the palette. You know, I love the color scheme of it, the purple with the aqua, and mermaid stuff is really in right now. I'm not like obsessed with mermaids. I think it's pretty. I love the shell design. I really think it's gorgeous, but I'm not someone who just like dies over mermaid stuff, you know. I do love it. I have the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself, which I can't remember if it's mermaids or unicorns that that's based off of. I love stuff like that. I also love dark and spooky stuff too that's going to be coming out around Halloween, but like the mermaid part of it wasn't exactly what drove me to buy it, is what I'm trying to say. So Saucebox, $75. They typically charge $7 for domestic US shipping, but when I saw their Instagram post about this a couple days ago, I caved because they were selling damaged palettes for, I think it was 42 something, 42 and some change. And so I was like, dang, that's like basically $30 off the palette. And it's not that I hadn't wanted the palette. There's a couple shadows in here I really, really wanted. I do have dupes for a lot of them. I probably shouldn't have bought it for that reason, you know what I mean? But they're colors I use and love, and as a collector's piece, it's really beautiful. $30 off, and I had just made D-stash money too, so I was kind of like feeling like it was okay for me to do that. But it was $30 off. Then they were only doing $1.99 shipping, so it was like not $7 for shipping, which is great. And then it was 10% off. I found a 10% off coupon. So with shipping, I ended up getting this for $40 and like 39 cents or something like that. So I kind of feel like I got a really good deal on it. And let me tell you guys, the only damage that I see is there's a tiny little nick. You won't even be able to see it on camera. It's like right here. And then inside the palette, if I could open it, it's hard to see because I've used the shadows a little bit, but in this pan, right at the bottom, there was a scratch. You can kind of see the scratch right there. That was the only thing that was wrong with the palette, and I got $30 off. And this is not the first time that Saucebox has sold damaged palettes. Basically, for this one, the Mermaid Life, they've done it about 2 to 3 times in the past that I've seen myself on Instagram, where they've done like maybe $20 off, $15 off, depending on how big the damage is. So when you do get this palette, it does not come in a box. It just comes really well bubble wrapped inside of a large priority box. It really was nicely packaged. I thought they did a good job. I would have liked a box, maybe, but again, it's kind of oddly shaped, so I don't know how you would have done that. I just would have felt it was a little more secure in shipping. But it came in one piece. It came beautiful. The only damaged parts were the parts, you know, that I expected maybe would be damaged based off of the listing. So overall, I'm really happy with the customer service. It shipped out the following day. It did sit in pre-shipment for about 2 days, which I thought was kind of funky. But then they did ship it priority, so it got to me probably in a week, from when I ordered it is what I'm trying to say. So not too bad. Came from California. That is where they're based. They are a cruelty-free company. I believe this is vegan. Yep, it's vegan. It's vegan and cruelty-free. They have their little symbols on the back telling you so. It's made in the USA, and they are an indie brand. So I haven't seen too many videos on this palette, which I'm kind of surprised about. Maybe it's the price point. Maybe it's the fact that they're not as big of a brand as some other, you know, indie brands are right now. Although I do remember them being really big with Nikki Tutorials, and she was like obsessed with their Etude House or Etude palette. Etude House is another brand. Anyway, I've seen other YouTubers use them, but I haven't really seen a lot of people pick up this palette. So I thought I'd just share some swatches, tell you guys what I thought about it for now. And yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with the fact that I was able to get it for a good deal, because otherwise I don't think I would have bought it. Don't think I could have quite justified $75 for, you know, basically 9 eyeshadows, but $40 for 9 eyeshadows is a lot better deal. These are very large pans. So in terms of the fact that they're made in the USA and you get a ton of product and the quality of the packaging is very, very nice and sturdy, I understand the $75 price tag. I'm definitely not trying to say that it's overpriced, because the amount of eyeshadows you're getting, or the amount of eyeshadow you're getting in terms of grams, is a significant amount. But for me, someone who has a lot of eyeshadow already, $75 wouldn't have been worth it for me. But before I get into swatching, I want to show you guys the pans. These are 4-gram pans, and they do, this is so hard to show on camera because it's so big. They do pop out. You can see that it has the little wells here that you can kind of just pop a shadow out if you wanted to. These are huge. So I'm going to show you a pan in comparison to a sugar pill pan. And I think that'll kind of show you. They're 0.5 grams bigger than a sugar pill pan. This is ridiculously hard because these both are huge palettes. But hopefully you guys can see. I don't know if it's going to be... You can look at those two greens next to each other. It's really hard to tell. But the Saucebox is 0.5 grams larger. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to knock you around. And I just got shadow all over my leg from my Sugar Pill palette. And then let me show you in comparison to a standard shadow. So this is the Urban Decay Electric palette. These are 1.2 grams. Let me grab it again. Big old shell. Yeah, you can see how big the shadows are. You know, they're pretty large. So if you thought it was hard to go through this is going to be a palette that's not going to be easy to pan. So if you're like into panning, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this, but you know. Anyway, let me just show you the packaging in detail. So the back, again, has all the different shadow names, and then it has the ingredients. If I flip it that way, actually that's better. It has all the ingredients down here. It's supposed to look like little pearls, which I think is really cute. There's really nothing that isn't thought of in terms of this palette. It's like everything is well thought out. All the details are there. You know, the pearls, everything. Just the ombre color from pink to purple is really beautiful. The front has the Saucebox girl, which is on almost every palette. Just all mermaid-y. There's a Saucebox pearl here, a cute little clam pearl hanging out there. The seahorses are my favorite part. I love seahorses. And then if you open it up, at the top, you have a beautiful mirror inside of the clamshell. Hey guys, I'm seeing you from another dimension, basically. I'll just show you guys over there. There's a seahorse here, a seahorse on the other side, a little bit of a starfish, some coral, and it says, fairest in all the land and sea. It's just really beautiful and well thought out. And then down here, again, the shadows are inside the clamshell. One thing I have noticed is you have to be very, very delicate with this, because this is just cardboard. And you can kind of, you can't really tell in the video, but you can kind of pull up the corner a little bit, and it can bend. So when I move, I'm going to be putting this back in the bubble wrap it came in to make sure it stays in one piece. So I'm going to go ahead and do swatches for you guys. And then I'll tell you, I'll just show you guys. I'm knocking you all around. I feel so bad. Anyway, I have already put primer on my hand, and I'm going to swatch them, and then I'm going to go through the swatches with you guys because I don't know the names off the top of my head. And I do have to look at the back of the palette for that, which just kind of bummed me out a little bit. I really like when shadows, like the names, are actually on the actual palette itself, like by the eyeshadow. It's obviously not necessary because not everyone is using it for a video or something, but for me, I just like to know right off the bat what shade names I'm using. It's just more fun for me. And also if I'm like doing a post on Instagram or on a Facebook group or something, it's nice to be able to just reference the shadow really easily. So I'm almost done. I just have to go through the neutrals now. Sorry, I have a sinus infection, I think, or something. My sinuses are really just aggravated. They are not having it right now. Okay. Oh, that one is so creamy. So these have a really interesting texture. They're really metallic, except for one matte. There's one matte in here. The rest are very soft. Okay. So I hopefully will get these shade names right in the right order. So this right here is the purple. It's called La Serena, and it's a metallic purple, kind of a blue-based purple, which I am always there for. This is the teal shade. It's called Seaside. It's really beautifully pigmented. This is Kelp It Real, the green. It's my favorite color of the entire palette. This is Shall We Dance. No, that's wrong. I knew I was going to get these backwards because they're written funny in the way that they're on the back. So this is not Shall We Dance. That's Pirate's Gold, Treasure Chest, Merman, kind of a taupe shade, Shall We Dance, Warm Sand, and Moon Shadows. Okay, so going through, I've used a lot of these already on the eye. I think the only one I haven't actually worn on the eye in some capacity is Merman, and this one, the orange, Treasure Chest. So really beautiful selection of colors. I like the matte that they included. I used it today a little bit in the crease. Then I put Meow from the Kat Von D Pastel Goth palette on top. But I wish they had had maybe a more colorful matte in there as well. Maybe instead of one of these shimmery shades. They kind of have this champagne and this like gold shimmer shade. I think another like colorful matte would have kind of helped to kind of round out the palette just a little bit. But I tried a couple different looks. I've tried them wet, dry, over sticky bases, all of that stuff. And that's why I kind of want to just give a first impressions because I haven't worn them all day yet. I've just kind of applied them and made some looks. So this is the longest I've worn it. And I've only had it on for about 2 hours. So 2 or 3 hours. I think 3 hours might be more fair because I've done a lot of packing and stuff in between. So today I have on La Serena, which is the purple shade. And then I put Warm Sand, the matte, in the crease. I also have, again, I said Meow from Kat Von D Pastel Goth. And then I also have Skull, the white, from Pastel Goth. In the inner corner, I have, I think it's called Shall We Dance. It's a really metallic gold shade as my inner corner highlight. And then I have Kelp It Real on the lower lash line. I absolutely love how the green goes with the purple. I just think that it's the most mermaid look you can possibly come up with. It's totally Ariel colors. I'm just totally digging it. I've never actually been into Ariel that much, like the Little Mermaid, but I love the color scheme, so I think that this is really pretty. I think my wings actually look halfway decent today. I'm kind of digging it. And then I put Blow Pony from Jeffree Star on. I haven't really found a great dupe yet. I've tried the, I think it's called Sway from the Liquid Suede from NYX, but I don't like that formula at all. So if you have a good dupe for Blow Pony, let me know because once this runs out, I don't want to have to repurchase from him. So someone let me know if you have a good dupe for this one. Anyway, so La Serena, I've had struggles with. Applying it dry, it went on nicely, but not like the most pigmented thing in the world. In fact, you can tell I had troubles with it because if you look in the pan, it's like visibly the most beat up pan. So I Tried it last night dry and it applied nicely. I did try it with my finger as well, which applied very beautifully. These are very creamy. They're not quite as wet feeling as ColourPop eyeshadows, but they do kind of have that slip to them. Let me see if they have, they have dimethicone in them. So they have that dimethicone feel to them where they're very, very soft and smooth. So it applied beautifully with the finger. I think that's where the dimethicone kind of fits in. I'm not very good with ingredients, but from what I can tell, that ingredient usually makes it like a little more slippery and easy to apply with your finger or with a stiff brush. So I applied it dry and it looked nice, but it wasn't exactly my kind of purple punch. You know, I really like my purples to be like purple and in your face. And if they're going to be metallic, I want them to be metallic. So I tried it over Pixie Epoxy today. Fiorina Pixie Epoxy, my favorite thing. But the problem I had was that when I went to go blend, and this could be the Pixie Epoxy, but I really don't think it is because I've done plenty of looks like this before with other palettes and stuff. I went to apply my crease shade, which I have no Pixie Epoxy in my crease. It's just on my lower lid, like the very lower lid. It didn't blend. The purple to the crease shade didn't blend. There was a harsh line. So I tried it wet and I got the same results. And I wear a lot of shadows wet where I just put a crease shade over it and kind of blend the seams together, and it usually works really beautifully. It just didn't work. So I went back, took it off again, put the purple back on with just like a slightly damp brush, and really made sure to buff out the edges and kind of leave a lot of space. And then when I went in with, what is it called again? Warm Sand, the matte, and Meow, it worked a lot better that way. So I think that some of these shades are going to be a little harder to figure out the way to work with them. I also found, I tried another look this morning where I put La Serena, the purple, with, I think it's Turquoise Waters or something like that. Seaside. I don't know where I was getting. Turquoise Waters is something from Bath & Body Works. Anyway, I put Seaside in the outer corner of the teal turquoise thing, and they didn't blend well together, the purple and the teal. So I'm not so sure how well these are going to blend. They blended nicely on the lower lash line when I took the gold into the green. I think it's just going to be a test of like trying each one out and seeing how well they blend into each other, which isn't great. So I kind of feel the same way I felt about the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself palette, where each shade was good on its own, but it kind of needed to be used with outside mattes and couldn't really be used together. I think that's kind of where this palette stands for me so far, that these are good standalone shades on their own, but when you try and work them together, it's just not working. So I don't know, it might just be La Serena, the purple, that I'm having issues with, because the other ones look really pretty. I definitely want to try the gold and the orange together. Again, this is the first impressions, this is not a review, so I can't really tell you guys how it lasted all day and all of that stuff, and I haven't tested every single shade out in terms of blending. I've just tried, you know, the handful of shades I've tried in the last 24 hours or so. But I really like the look I came up with. I think with the wings and with the lower lash liner, I think it looks really, really nice. The neutrals seem really pretty, although Merman is really hard to build up. That's this taupey shade. Sorry, guys. Taupey shade right here. That one is kind of hard to build up. It's just kind of more of a glitter bomb. It kind of reminds me of, I can't remember, Dream On, I think it was, from the Urban Decay Looking Glass palette, the Alice in Wonderland one. It was kind of like just sheer shimmer and not really color. So that's kind of what that one reminds me of so far, but I definitely need to try more of these on the eye, especially the neutrals, because of course I just grabbed for the colors because that's who I am. But I'm excited to give this a try. I did buy a little container to display it on my new desk whenever we move in, because I just wanted it to have its own special place and to kind of be safe from all the other palettes. So I will try and have a full review of this up hopefully soon. It probably won't be for a little while until after I move and have everything set up there. But I wanted to get swatches out to you guys because I know a lot of people haven't really put up videos on it. I think it's a gorgeous palette. I think if you can get a damaged one, which sounds really silly, for the $40 or so that they end up charging for damaged ones, I think it's totally worth it. You can check if they have them by going to Saucebox, their website, and typing in the search bar damaged. You're not going to find them listed within like the regular products. You have to search for it, or find a link through Instagram. So it's a large palette. It's definitely a display piece. This is not really a standalone palette because you don't really have a lot of mattes in here. You don't really have a matte highlight shade either. But I do think it's pretty. I think it's definitely a collector's item. I think it's cool for Saucebox to have put out something so bright because a lot of their stuff is more muted or neutral. So something like this is really cool. I think they put a lot of thought into it, and I appreciate that it's made in the USA. It's indie, vegan, cruelty-free. That opens it up to a lot of other, buyers. So if you can get a damaged version that's a little cheaper, or if they're having a sale, I think it's worth it. I think it might be limited edition. I'm not 100% sure, but it is a really beautiful palette. I'm kind of blocking out my face. There you go. You can see the whole thing. Yeah, the colors are really pretty. I just think there's a lot of detail put into it. Do I wish it was a more budget-friendly palette? Of course, but you are getting a lot. If you wanted, you could pop the shadows out and depot them. I don't know why you would, because this is such a gorgeous palette, and I don't think it's worth the $75 without the palette, you know what I mean? But if you had other Saucebox shades, and you, like, for instance, the Art Nouveau palette, which has, like, purples and greens and golds, if you wanted to take out these neutrals and make it completely a colorful palette, you totally probably could by just putting in the other Saucebox shades. Or you could pop a shadow out that you really like and travel with it, which is really cool. So kind of a bonus there. But yeah, so these are huge shadow pans. That's probably why the price is so expensive. It's so high. And yeah, so here's the shadows one more time, swatched on my hand. Really pretty shades. I do have dupes for a lot of them. Maybe if I do a full review, I can show you. But this one is a lot similar to Fiorne Electric Koi. This is similar to Fiorne Luxury, I think. And you can find a billion dupes for this turquoise, a couple dupes of the purple. Cuttlefish from Fiorne, kind of similar. And then these are pretty dupeable too. Honestly, it's not a very unique palette. You're really paying for the packaging and the size of the products and the fact that it's made here in the USA. So that's my first impressions. I'm enjoying it so far. It has been a little bit tricky to get the purple to work the way I need it to work, but overall I'm really happy with the look I came up with today. And yeah, so if you guys like the video, let me know if you want a full review on it. Let me know down below, and hopefully I'll get around to it. It just won't be for a little while. Hopefully this is still around by that time. Again, I'm not 100% sure if it's limited edition. It's been out for a long time. They did a pre-sale back in like March or April, I think. So let me know what you guys think. If you've ever wanted to buy this palette, if you think it's silly, I mean, whatever. We can have a discussion down below. Definitely not something I needed, but when I saw it was on sale for $30 off, it was something I had wanted, and so I went for it. So let me know. I will talk to you guys later, and yeah, I hope you're having a good one. Bye.